Welcome, 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 everyone. Good to see you all in the chat. How are you all? How are you all doing? Have you all had a good week? What have you been up to? Just going to say hello to everybody that's here already. Just wait a few more others to drift in. So we've got lovely Joyce in the house, beautiful Carol, lovely Maggie, beautiful April, lovely Patricia Ann, welcome. Hi, Steph Q, beautiful soul. Welcome to Mary. Hope everything is okay with your son, darling, and his wrist, wasn't it? That he broke it, didn't he? Bless him. Because we missed you last week. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Thanks to everybody that comes to the private Zoom that we have. It's just so lovely to see you all. And it's just so lovely for us to all chat, isn't it, together? It really is. And that beautiful Anne we've got in the house. So welcome, welcome, everybody. And beautiful Ange. Oh, thanks, Ange. Yeah, Scarlett did it for me. Yeah, I get sick to death of wearing it straight or just tied up. And it's a bit cooler now, isn't it? So I can have my hair down, but thank you. Hello, Di. Is that Di? Yeah, Di. Welcome, darling. Hair doesn't hold a cow. You're all about my age, so you will remember the perms that we used to have. I used to have mine on for 50 minutes, and the hairdresser, if I went to a new hairdresser, I would say my hair it won't take the curl. So yeah. Hi, Melissa. Welcome, darling. Anyway, how have you all been? And is anyone noticing any difference with the quantum healing that I'm sending out on a Friday? Sorry, didn't get to do it last week. I had a bit of a lot on week. So I hope it's helping because, yeah, I just only send it out for about 10, 15 minutes. It's not very long, but it's, yeah, hopefully it's reaching whoever it's meant to reach. What else was I going to say? Yeah, well, energetically, again, it's been another punchy week, hasn't it? Next week, we're doing winter solstice energy activation transmission. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that because, yeah, I think it's definitely a funky month, isn't it? And also thanks to everybody that watches live and also on the replay. And if you want to come back and do this again, I do timestamp it after it's uploaded. It can take a while for it to upload before I can get in and put the timestamps in. But so anyone that's on the replay, if you just want to skip to, towards the meditation, you're welcome. Well, it's hypnosis tonight, really. But anyway, so yeah, please could you like this video if you're watching live or on the replay, because it just helps to get it pushed out. Thank you very much. And if you can share it afterwards, if you're watching it on the replay, and subscribe to my channel. Now we've got all that rubbish out of the way. Let's talk about the goddess, and you would not believe it. So I had to use my power oracle. Oh, can't see. Oh, the light. Blinded by the light. That came out last week, didn't it? You can't see it. Is it because the lights? I don't know why. If you can see it. Oh, bloody thing. Anyway, Goddess Power by a beautiful soul, which is Colette Baron Reed. And so this is the card, and you will not believe it because I just got a download. I was going to do Merlin this week, but the goddess energy came up. So I had a download, and it was like, you just need to let everybody know that they are so worthy, so enough. And everyone's got such magical gifts, and we need to be sharing them. We need to be sharing them. So, as I always say each week, it doesn't matter how you're doing it, but share your gifts, share your energy, share your knowledge with whoever. But anyway, you will not believe it because I didn't pull this one right until about 7. Well, it was about 7 o'clock. And I thought, oh, blimey, I haven't done the card. Anyway, we got number 6, and it's Benzai 10, and it's card number 6. And she is a Japanese goddess. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't do that, but anyway. But in the book, so it's an oracle, so it's not just taking what from the card, there's an alignment message in it, and you won't believe it. Well, you will. It says the alignment message: your ability to see beauty in your world is dimmed by momentary lapse in self-worth. That's what we're doing tonight. We're connecting to your goddess energy. so you feel completely worthy, you feel enough, and you can fully step into your power. I thought, absolutely brilliant. The goddess of beauty asks you whether you've been set back by a visit of perfectionism, or others have withheld their support, causing you to feel small and insignificant. And one thing I will say, nobody can actually make us feel anything, right? And this drives my daughter around the bend when I say this to her. It's us, through wounding, that chooses to feel that way. So if somebody ever says to you, you've made me feel, as soon as somebody says that to me, you've made me feel, I just kind of go into compassion, because I can't make anybody feel anything. If you're just having a conversation about things, it's different. If you're having a scepter or an argument, which you don't really have anymore, to be honest, it's not worth arguing. It's just not worth the energy. But when somebody, they're just completely in victim consciousness. It's the wounding that we need to heal, right? Because thoughts are just energy anyway. So whatever the circumstances, it appears that you've been hijacked by a sense of lack. Your alignment task is to restore your self-worth and regain your equilibrium. I can never say that. By refusing to engage in those mind games designed to dim your light. Now is the time for positive self-inventory. The goddess Benzai 10 is here to remind you that you are a bright, shiny, beautiful being of power and light. You are more than enough. When I read this, I just burst out laughing. And the world contains more than enough beauty for you. This is a good place to dust off and start again. So that will resonate to some it won't. But that's what we're doing tonight. We're connecting to this goddess energy. And there's many theories out there, and there's many ways of looking at the goddess energy. But I see it as we're kind of stepping into an alter ego. So when we've got something to do or something big. So I was trying to think of people earlier, and the only two I could really come up with at the top of my head is Eminem. So his alter ego is Slim Shady. And David Bowie was Ziggy Stardust. And Wonder Woman, which I actually looked up, and the lady was that played, obviously, a bit like Superman is Clark Kent. Diana Price was the Clark Kent of the Wonder Woman, if that makes sense. And I imagine a lot of you remember watching that on the program, on the TV, excuse me. But that is the most confident, intuitive, and powerful version of you, right? And she's been waiting in the wings for you to come along and step into that goddess energy power, right? Just step into it. So what is the goddess energy? So it's that fierce knowing that deep in your belly, and it's very much linked to our higher self as well, but it's just that divine feminine energy that we can step into. And it's the part of us that trusts our gut completely, and the parts that knows our worth without any external validation. Something I'm really passionate about. We don't need words from other people, right? We need to speak our own words to ourselves and tell ourselves. That's more important than validation from others. That, in my mind, that kind of takes us back to the wounded inner child, where we need our mum or caregiver there to go there. We need to do that for ourselves. Very passionate about that, because I think a lot of this, the whole kind of spiritual community, is quite toxic in the way it doesn't push forward self-empowerment. It pushes, it's like living in a set of rules. Okay, no external validation is ever needed. You give it to yourself, and when you start giving it to yourself and you make that second nature, watch things turn around, because you're not waiting for somebody else to say, oh, well done, or whatever it is. Okay, because it's nice to have, but we don't need it. It's a want. It's not a need, right? Because if it's a need, okay, and we want that, blowing smoke up somebody's backside, or however you want to kind of say it. I'm not saying that we shouldn't give praise, absolutely, but needing external validation, okay, from others, get it gone. It's in the course that I'm getting ready, and it's taken me longer than I expected, but there's a lot that's gone into it. But it's getting, I'm getting there with it, and it'll be out when it's out. And so, why do we lose touch with that inner goddess energy, that really strong, powerful, potent energy? Is because we just get doubts in our minds, and we talk to ask for permission. And sometimes we shrink so that others feel comfortable. But when we're stood there in our true, authentic power, we're the most, and people do, get, what's the word? They might go into their ego, and we shrink to be small. No, stand tall, stand proud of who you are. We're all work in progress, right? But we can get to a place where we don't need that external validation. Absolutely, we don't. We don't. And so what we're reconnecting to this goddess energy that we're going to do tonight is you'll be able to tap into your intuition more easily, which we know each week is higher self. God, I've gone all hot and sweaty again. And it's self-worth that lives in your bones, and it's the voice that speaks up when it matters. And you can make decisions from there, from that confidence of being able to step forward. And you can use it as an alter ego whenever you need to call upon that energy. You might have a situation coming up, I don't know, an interview, or you might have, a meeting, or you might have a visit, might have to go to the doctor, and, just any situation where you're going to have to stand in your power. Just step into that goddess energy, because that's the most confident, and it knows, oh, I've got tissue stuck to my face. It's boiling again, isn't it? So yeah, that's what it is in essence. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. I'm just going to have a quick look through the comments. Yeah, self-worth is huge, Melissa. Yeah, absolutely. And April saying, yes, love, Quinn Yarn. I can never say her name. Quinn Yarn. She came to you in a meditation. Yeah, she does. Absolutely. Self-love. Absolutely. Hello, Jennifer. Welcome, darling. What's that Petronica saying? Yes, it's like everyone has therapists and love to blame everyone else, including parents, without any self-healing. Absolutely. And I would never, ever diss any other kind of therapy. Absolutely not. But a lot, I think the counselling or talk therapy can keep people stuck. I think it's good for a certain amount of time, but I think if it's going on year after year, I'm not sure it's always helpful, because then it's just turning into being a sounding board. And you don't actually, not you, but the person, it takes them longer to heal. And I can say this because I took that route. I really, really did. Yeah, absolutely. And Lynn's saying it should unlock self-healing. Absolutely. And the thing is, we can't change what's happened. As much as we like, to me, it just seems like self-flagellation, right? Thinking about something constantly that's happened in the past that we can't change. And I'm never ever discrediting anybody's experiences. We can only ever change. And I'll always bring this analogy out, where you can have two people that have gone through the same thing or similar kinds of thing. One will just completely go into themselves and just be unfortunately in victim consciousness or victim mode, and will never ever come out of it. And you can have somebody else who go, yeah, that shit happened to me, but you know what, it doesn't define me. So it's really, really interesting. It really, really is. But yeah, self-worth is huge, and knowing that you're worthy and deserving of everything. Absolutely. And April saying yes, and therapists hopefully promote you doing the healing, as in reality it's ourselves that absolutely we heal ourselves. Nobody else can heal us, and that's in the course as well, very much so. We have to step forward. We have to face it. Absolutely, Carol. We can't change the past, as much as we can have people. It just gets such it merges so much, doesn't it, with the spiritual journey and the human journey, because we believe that most of us here will believe in soul contracts, and we've chosen it. And I've watched something, I don't tend to like watching them, but on some of the social media, you know, get these crime stories, and sometimes I do get like a little bit sucked in. And I listened to one today, and I was like, oh, it really made me think, why would the person have chosen that? Because it was horrendous, absolutely horrendous. And you would not wish that upon any human. But I was like, wow, did they really choose that? Ooh, you know, it's really interesting, isn't it? But yes, we do the healing. Absolutely. You know, and we're all a product of our childhood in one way or another. Some have had, you know, maybe more into adult. They've had you know, the T word that we don't like to use. um, so yeah, it's a really, really interesting subject. It really, really is. We could talk about it for hours, couldn't we? So I'm just gonna have a look for your comments. Absolutely. I think, you know, I've worked with people and they've been seeing a you know, a counsellor for like 2 years, and I'm like, I don't know, it just blows my mind. And I think maybe in America, because it comes through the insurance. But I think as a yeah, no, I don't want to go into judgment. Um, yeah, I don't want to go into judgment. I really don't. But I just think some of the therapists out there, maybe, even with hypnotherapy, it shouldn't be a long drawn out process. Absolutely not. It shouldn't be, you know, weeks and months and years. Certainly not for hypnotherapy. I think, you know, counselling and talk therapy is a bit different in the sense that you know, I think there's different types, isn't there? But anyway, we do have to, yeah, absolutely, Ange. We've got to take responsibility and accountability for now, because that's all we're in. All we've ever got is the present moment. That's all we've got, right? So where do we move from here? What direction do we want to go in? Do we want to stay stuck, or do we want to let it go? You know, and the whole forgiveness things always comes up with when I'm working with clients as well. It's like, oh, you know, I don't know if I want to forgive. The forgiveness isn't for them. The forgiveness is for you, so that you can release and let it go. And something that's really powerful that we do in hypnotherapy as well. We can speak to the person that's wronged us, and it sometimes clients shout and scream and, you know, go bananas, and that person, you know, the perpetrator, or whatever you want to call them, you know, might not be on earth, so they can't have that conversation, but we can speak to the soul. That can be really powerful. And sometimes clients speak to their departed loved ones, or it can be they can even have a parent or, you know, a caregiver on earth, and they have that conversation within the therapy, right? And then they can let it go. Absolutely. And sometimes they can go and actually gives them the confidence to go and have that conversation with that person to say, actually, what you did, you know, this is the impact of what you did, you know, and either I need an apology, but I'm going to forgive you. It's really fascinating. And it's what's that? Di saying, sorry, the lights are so important. What does that mean, darling? Oh, I hope everyone's enjoying the festive lights where they are. Brightons. Yes, it does. Absolutely. And down the bottom of my road, they go to town in their front garden. And it's like something out of, and they're an old couple. You know, they're not yeah, they're not oh, Sue Kenzie, we missed you, darling. Yeah, I'm glad you're here, sweetheart. Yeah. I'm glad we got hold of you, and I'm glad you're back. Yeah, because I think lovely April's getting a bit worried about you, bless you. So Kenzie saying, I write out how I feel, or if I'm upset, I just say to myself how I feel sad and allow it. I just don't go into the story to keep it going. Absolutely. That's a really deep subject. It really, really is. Yeah, because thought, I mean, when you think about it, thoughts are just energy, emotion. So when we talk about emotions, it's energy, emotion. And like you say, it's whether we choose to hang on to that, or whether we, you know, pull ourselves out of it. You know, certainly I've been there 100%, you know, many years ago. And Patricia saying, I find this stuff so difficult to understand why a soul would choose to do bad stuff in a contract before they came here to planet Earth. Yeah, I know there's many reasons, But sometimes it can be trying to think about it in the human mindset, right? They wanted that experience, or it may be linked to a karmic situation, or it could be soul family, right? Because think about it, soul family isn't they're not always the nicest pie ones and our soulmates, and it's all lovey dovey. Whether that's a friend and a parent or a partner, husband, wife, whatever, right? It might be you don't know. The thing is, we don't know, do we really? But my knowing tells me that yes, we do choose it all. But it does when I don't often get drawn into stuff like that, right? And I was like, wow, that's a real tough one, and I think people that are maybe still going through the healing process can find that really challenging to kind of understand it in the human mind. But think as an eternal soul. So think as an infinite soul. And when we think as an infinite soul, which is quite challenging to do as a human, because we've got thoughts, feelings, emotions, all that other kind of energy surrounding it, right? Why would we choose? I mean, why would I have chosen to be, nearly strangled, to, right, and gone through, the ABUSE? Why would I have chosen that? But I did. And yeah, it's really interesting, really, really interesting. People can say sometimes it's free will. I think most of the time it isn't. Everything's, divinely orchestrated, in our lives. But like I say, trying to understand that in the human mindset is, trying to put a square peg in a round hole. It's really challenging. I think I think it's easier to do when we're in a relaxed, altered state, because then you can ask your higher self, and your higher self will tell you the answers, and they'll laugh as they're telling them to you. you know, yeah, because it's up there, it's not serious. It's not say it's not serious, but down here we come for the experience, the human experience, because we get bored up there. We come down for like the waltzer ride. Yeah, it does. But ask in Patricia, ask in meditation, ask your higher self. And then what's in the course is interesting, is how you can tell the difference between ego and your higher self. But once you practice doing that and you get the hang of it, it just becomes second nature. So that's your new normal. So you're down here living in a human meat suit, but your experience here and here is as an eternal soul, an infinite soul. And it's bloody, it's lovely. Because I think it's only when you look back, you think, oh my God, how did I manage all of that? How did I manage to go through all of that stuff? But also what's thrown into the mix as well is somebody else's free will. It's a really deep subject. Kenzie saying, good news, my prankster spirit is gone. I think I ignored it out of here. Yeah. But the thing is, though, do you mean... So you can get guides and helpers that are really funny. All of mine have been. Every single one of them, that's popped in. And the higher self is just hilarious. It's like, even sometimes I'm like, come on, I need this, be serious now. Like, I need some help, or I need to do X, Y, Z. Like, come on, what do I need to do? And it's like, oh, lighten up. I'm like, for God's sake. I don't want to hear that right now. I need bloody help. Yeah, it's so funny, isn't it? So funny. But anyway, we're going to move into the meditation in a minute. And yeah, it was more of a hypnosis tonight. And I'm really looking forward to this one. Yeah, just get really, really comfy. So if you're just joining us, we're just about to head into a beautiful goddess power energy hypnosis. That'll probably last about 25-30 minutes. But if you ask anyone actually in it, I think they'll say it probably only lasts about 10 or 15 minutes. but it doesn't. It lasts a bit longer. I'll come back to the chat once we've moved through this. So anyway, just get yourself really comfy. And like I say, if you're new here, welcome. And if you're watching on the replay, the meditation's going to begin. So maybe if I take a note of the time, 25:09. Yeah, I'll forget that anyway. So anyway, before we begin, as always, we call in any beings of light that wish to assist us on this healing journey today, any ascended masters, any helpers, any angels or loved ones. And as always, it doesn't matter if you visualize or not. Just trust all your senses. That's feeling, knowing, sensing, hearing, smelling, or tasting. So, have you ever sensed your goddess energy stirring within you? That fierce, powerful energy that knows exactly what's right for you and trusts it completely. She's real. She's your goddess energy, the part of you that was born knowing their worth, trusting their intuition, and fully standing in their power. And for too long, the world chipped away at this deep knowing. And we've been taught to doubt ourselves, to seek permission, to shrink so others feel comfortable. And we've swallowed voices that told us that we weren't good enough, clever enough, or worthy enough. But that goddess energy has been living inside you all along, and it's patiently been waiting for you to reclaim it. And that's what this session is about, fully reclaiming it. And you're going to go into a deep hypnotic journey designed to release every old story of unworthiness and fill you with the power to trust yourself completely. This is your time to access the fierce, intuitive, sovereign energy that is your birthright. So get ready to let go of what's been holding you back and step fully into your power. She's ready. So let's bring her home. So just take a moment and take a deep breath in. Can you feel that? That breath is more than just air. It's your connection to a power that women have accessed since the beginning of time. And it's goddess energy, the energy that trusts itself, the energy that knows its worth, the energy that stands firm. But somewhere along the way, many of us lost touch with it. And we started believing that we weren't enough. We stopped trusting our own knowing. We gave our power away. And in the moment, we're taking it all back. We're about to reclaim your intuition, your worth, and your power. So get really comfortable, either sitting or lying down, whatever feels best for your body right now. And when you are ready, gently close your eyes if you've not done so already. Consider this an act of self-care. creating a quiet space for your own experience. Let your hands rest gently in your lap or by your sides. You might turn your palms to face up, a simple physical sign that you're open to receiving. There's nothing you need to do and nowhere you need to be. My voice is simply here to guide you on your journey inward. You have all the power to go as deep as feels right for you. Our intention in this session is clear. It's to fill you with goddess energy so you can trust your intuition fully. That is the energy that dissolves self-doubt, the energy that burns away unworthiness, the energy that makes you unshakable. We're opening up to receive it fully. Trust this process. Trust in your own ability to heal and transform. The intuitive part of you, the part that knows you best, that part brought you here today for a reason. So take a deep breath, a breath full of intention, and get ready to let go. Take another slow, deep breath in, filling your lungs all the way up with fresh, clean energy, bringing in a sense of peace and calm. And as you let go of the day or evening, let go of any tension, any busyness in your mind. Just allow it to melt away with your breath. With your next breath in, feel a wave of release starting at the very top of your heads. Feel it like gentle, warm pressure. As you exhale, let this wave of tranquility flow down your forehead, softening all the tiny muscles around your eyes. Allow your jaw to relax, with your teeth resting apart, untouching. Now you begin to feel the tension dissolving from your face. In a moment, I'm going to count down from 5 to 1. And with each number, you'll allow yourself to drift twice as deep into this state of relaxation. 5. A feeling of deep quiet starts to wrap around you like a soft blanket. You feel safe, secure, and fully supported. Any sounds from the outside world fade into the background. actually helping you to relax even deeper. 4, sinking deeper now, just letting go completely. Feel the surface beneath you holding you. Your body grows heavier, more and more relaxed with every moment that passes. 3, your mind is getting quieter now. Thoughts might drift in and out, and that's perfectly fine. Just notice them like leaves floating down a stream. Your awareness is turning inward now, toward the stillness deep inside you. 2, a warm, deeply soothing calm is spreading through your entire body. It moves down from your shoulders, releasing any burdens you've been carrying. It flows down your arms and into your hands and fingers. It fills your chest, your stomach, and moves down through your hips, your legs, all the way to the very tips of your toes. 1, deeply relaxed now, so calm, so quiet. You're in a deep state of focused awareness, open and receptive. You've arrived at the doorway of your inner vision, a place of pure potential. In this deeply relaxed state, something extraordinary begins to happen. You're becoming aware that your body is gently dissolving into particles of soft, shimmering light. It feels wonderful, like being cradled by warmth itself. You're becoming pure consciousness, pure awareness, and beautifully free. And as you expand, you feel yourself floating in a vast, infinite space that feels like the inside of a flower made of light. Imagine being held within an enormous lotus flower of radiant energy, its petals curving gently around you in every direction. Soft pinks, golds and violets ripple through these petals like living watercolours. You're floating in the very centre of this quantum bloom, completely held, completely safe, and you're surrounded by the most exquisite light you've ever seen. This is the realm of the divine feminine, the quantum realms where goddess energy lives and breathes. Here, every woman who has ever walked this earth in her full power has drawn from this same sacred source. A gentle pulse moves through this space, like the heartbeat of goddess energy herself. You can feel it resonating within your own heart, awakening something ancient and powerful within you. With each pulse, the petals around you shimmer and shift. You notice that one holds a different gift of goddess energy. One petal glows with fierce intuition, that inner knowing that you can always trust. Another radiates sovereign power, the right to take up space and be seen. Another vibrates with deep self-worth and the truth that you have always been enough. Another pulses with bold confidence, the courage to speak your truth and stand firm. Take a moment to float here, feeling these goddess gifts surrounding you in every direction and ready to be claimed. This energy has always been yours. Every petal, every colour, every tone of light. This is what lives within you when you allow yourself to receive it. Now you become aware of a warm golden glow at the very centre of this bloom. It's just below where you float. It's a sphere of pure, radiant goddess light, and it's pulsing the most beautiful frequency you've ever felt. This is your goddess sphere, the source of your divine feminine power. It holds the energy of every queen, every priestess, and every wise woman who has ever trusted herself completely. As you drift closer to this sphere, you feel an undeniable sense of homecoming. The light reaches up to meet you, warm and welcoming. It's ready to fill you with everything you need to trust yourself fully and to stand in your power. This is the centre of you, the source of your self-worth. This is the energy that's been waiting for you to claim it. Just float here a little longer, bathed in this beautiful golden goddess light, feeling it begin to dissolve every story of unworthiness, every whisper of self-doubt. Now, as you continue to float in this beautiful space, let's set a clear and powerful intention. And from the deepest part of your being, silently or out loud, ask to receive the full force of your goddess energy. Call it forward with love, respect, and a true readiness to embody it. You might say something like, I'm ready to receive you. I'm ready to trust myself. I'm ready to stand in my power. Feel the energy around you shift. The golden sphere below you begins to pulse more brightly, and the petals of light around you start to vibrate with anticipation. And then, from the golden light itself, a powerful, potent wave of pure goddess energy begins to rise. It moves toward you like shimmering liquid gold, carrying with it the power of every woman who has owned her worth. Feel this energy begin to enter your body through the soles of your feet. It's warm, electric, and deeply loving. As it rises through your legs, feel it grounding you in unshakable self-belief. You belong here. You have every right to take up space. Now, feel it moving into your hips and into your womb space, the seat of your creative power and intuition. Here, the goddess energy ignites something that has been waiting to awaken. Your intuition begins to blaze brighter, clearer, and stronger than ever before. This is your inner knowing. This is the voice you can always trust. Feel that truth settling deep into your bones. Your intuition is sacred. Your gut feelings are real. And you can trust yourself completely. The energy continues to rise, filling your stomach, into your solar plexus, your center of your personal power. And as it does, feel it burning away every old story of unworthiness. Every time a situation made you feel small, it's dissolving now. Every inner and outer voice that said you weren't good enough, it's turning to ash. Every moment you shrank yourself to make others feel comfortable is releasing now. In its place, feel a blazing golden fire of self-worth taking hold. You are enough. You have always been enough, and you always will be enough. This is your truth, and this goddess energy is sealing it into every cell of your being. Now the energy rises into your heart, filling your chest with warmth and expansion. Feel your heart opening wide, ready to receive love, starting with love for yourself. You are worthy of everything you desire. You are worthy simply because you exist. The goddess energy continues upward, filling your throat with golden light. Feel your voice becoming stronger, clearer. You have important things to say. Your opinions matter, and your truth deserves to. Now feel your entire being vibrating at this new frequency, a frequency of self-trust and unshakable worth. From this moment forward, whenever you need courage, it's here. Whenever you need to trust your gut, the answer is clear. If old doubts try to creep back in, the energy rises to meet them, burns away. You are connected. You are powerful. You and your goddess energy are one. As you continue to soak in this beautiful, empowered state, know that this journey can continue. The connection with your goddess energy is something that you can strengthen every single day. It's time to begin the gentle journey back to full awareness. As you feel the petals of the quantum bloom gently folding around you, cradling you as you begin to return. You're bringing this goddess energy with you, every drop of it, that fierce intuition, that unshakable self-worth, that sovereign power. And carry this feeling with you through your day, evening, week, and your life. And whenever you face the decision, trust your gut and your heart. If old doubts whisper that you're not enough, feel the goddess energy rise and burn them away. Whenever you're tempted to shrink or stay small, remember who you are and stand tall. This is your truth. You're a woman who trusts herself completely. You're a woman who knows her worth. You're a woman who stands in her power. And in a moment, I'll count from 1 to 5. And with each number, you'll become more alert, all while holding this new magical feeling. 1, feel the vibrant, warm resonance of goddess energy still blazing within your center. Your intuition is sharp. 2, begin to feel yourself coming back into your human body. 3, bringing back with you all the feelings of trust, worth, and unshakable confidence. They are your new foundation. And with 4 and 5, when you're ready, and only when you're ready, allow your eyes to open, feeling fully awake, fully alert, and absolutely wonderful. Thank you for taking this journey with me. Be well and know within your heart that you're always more than enough. Welcome back. Well, it looks like the internet went down, so I just wanted to carry on because I didn't know if anybody was still in it. So I didn't want to just completely stop, because if someone was, I don't know what happened. I'm plugged into my router, so it can't be my Wi-Fi. How weird. I'm so sorry. What I'll do is I will record it and I'll put it up as a, I'll put it on the video section. I'll do that tomorrow. I don't know what happened because I'm plugged into the Wi-Fi box. Literally, the Wi-Fi box is to my left and I've got a lead, so I don't know. I was still in it. Yeah, see, that's what I thought. I didn't want to come out of it. I could see you all talking there, but I thought that there might be some that are still in it if they've gone off. So I'll record it. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened there. And Carol said, so strange. All of a sudden, my cat meowed and then she got up and looking into the air. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, there's not a lot. I can't do anything about that, darling. But I'm literally, look, I can show you my flipping router. It's here. It's like literally plugged in. So, don't know, whatever that was. That has been happening here too. Wi-Fi going in and out. I think it's the energies. Probably is. I'm really sorry. There's not a lot I can do. It's not happened before, is it? Maybe they didn't want you stepping into your goddess energy because you'll be too powerful. I was just seeing images before that. I saw a baby. Oh, Kenzie's saying I was seeing. Yeah, I'll record it and I'll put it up. I'll put it up on the video section, so I won't have all the yak in it. Yeah, there's not a lot I can do about that. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I don't understand it because I'm plugged in, and all the time I've got like a little icon that tells me if it's working off the Wi-Fi or whether it's working from the corded, whatever you call it. Oh, okay. Patricia said I was aware of the disconnection, never realised that it was the internet. It didn't last very long. Maybe it wasn't just mine then. I saw an eye, Steph. I love that eye. I love that, and lots of colours. Yeah, I'm very sorry, darlings. I will get it recorded and I'll get it out for you tomorrow, Tuesday at the latest. I went off for about 30 seconds and I saw a cartoon character with a purple box hat, like Pinocchio. I could smell meadow flowers, then light perfume. I love that, Anne. And Claire's saying, I saw images. I saw a pirate ship. Very strange. I love it. You know, sometimes it can be nipping into past other lives, you know, even though there technically isn't. It was good. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll record it for you, darlings, and put it up. Just, yeah, I think it is just the energy going on. It's crackers, isn't it? Like I say, it's never done it before. Yeah, I'll get it out for you. Yeah, I'll get it out for you. Initially I saw a lit candle. Lynn saying initially I saw a lit candle, but yeah, I didn't want to just stop because I didn't want to leave anyone in that altered state. So I did kind of cut a bit out as well. Blip was saying it was wonderful. Love the colour and the feeling of the golden sphere. I love that. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I love it. It was really funny because my screen kind of froze. John could smell flowers too. How amazing. But you two are, I would say you're definitely twin flames. It's lovely to be part of a twin flame when they're both on Earth anyway. It's probably sure it's even better up there, but yeah, John could say, yeah, I love that. And Angie's saying I could smell flowers at springtime and the birds singing. I love that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, I love hearing about your experiences. Yeah, it was weird. Don't know what that was about. But mind you, we've just had the 12-12 portal, haven't we? So we're still in that energy, aren't we? And that was, I was going to do something for that, but I was tied up with stuff. Yeah, just looking at reading for your comments. Oh, so going back to April saying, I think it was when we were talking about, we've chosen everything. I think, yeah, when people are healing, it can be a really challenging thing to hear that we've chosen it. We've chosen that experience. But like I say, get out of a human mind and get into thinking as an infinite soul, because when you do, it's just life changing. Because then you don't have those swinging emotions. You don't have all that. I mean, like, and then you'll hear the garbage. Oh, yeah, we're down here living a human experience. Absolutely. But we've come to master our mind. We've come to move through all that. We've come to have the human experience. But then when we're awake, spiritually awake, then we can do different. And it's not, I think it's such a crucial point in history, right? It's such a crucial point in history. You're not meant to do what all the old stuff needs to go in the bin. It really does. And Blip saying, I'm getting better at holding my own sadness when it arises without going off into the judgment of it. And now allow space for the energy to move in love. Absolutely. Absolutely. But even then, I think it's really helpful. And this is just a suggestion. And this is what I do. If something's coming in, but I think we get to a point where it doesn't come in. But I know when I was going through it, I would ask, bring it forward, show me and let me know what I need to work on here. And if it didn't come forward, I would ask again in the evening when had time to, connect and meditate, whatever, self-hypnosis. And half the time it wouldn't even come up. So I was like, okay, so this is just a loop then that I'm going through. I'm just going through a loop because it's not actually productive. It's not actually helping me. I'm not even just sitting, I just can't bear that whole sitting with it, because I feel that so many of us have been through stuff and we felt that emotion. We don't need to keep feeling it. It's like, what's the word? I can't think of the right word. It's, self-flagellation, isn't it? And I'm not saying, everyone's got to do it their own way, but all I can say 100%, if you want to expedite your healing journey, do something like that, and then you'll go. And even if you just make a note of it, oh, I felt sad, okay, and you can keep feeling you're feeling sad, okay, well, what are you feeling sad about? And then you can speak to the part of you that feels sad, okay. And half the time you might have a conversation, the other half the time you won't. It's just literally, remember, we're working with so many timelines at the moment. It might not even be from this lifetime, right? It might not be from this human experience, this human body experience. It could be, 5 timelines away, right? And or if you've got parallel life going on, that can quite often, but a lot of the time it's a habit and it's a pattern. But like I say, take everything I say with a grain of salt. My intention is only to help you to move through your healing journey quicker, because we waste so much of our time, and I, hands guilty as charged, waste so much of our time thinking about things that are completely not relevant to what's going on now, and they're in the past. And a lot of the time, they say, don't they, with depression, it's thinking about the past, and when we've got anxiety, it's like thinking about the future. But I would certainly question it. Speak to the part, ask it to come to in front of you. The sadness, it's called part therapy. It's like, it's not a secret. It's really used quite a lot. Even in hypnotherapy we use it. And you just speak to the part. What does a part look like? What color is it? Has it got a texture, or is it like it got a human form? A lot of the time, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but there's a kind of a really common theme, right? When we ask the part, speak to it, start speaking to it instead of just sitting with it. Because I think a lot of the time, like I say, you do as you want to do, but that will definitely help you move through it quicker. And let it go, violet flame it. I know when I was going through it, and I was speaking to Andrew about this the other day, is that when I was going through the grief with Ray, it was tough. I was excuse me, I was working at a local college. I was looking after my mum, who was, we were trying to find out what was wrong with her. She was having falls all the time. My daughter was going through stuff at school. It was like I was just like Elastic Man, pulled all over the place, and we'd never had peace for many years, many years. And I was like, it would kind of, those feelings would come in, and it would be like, but I can't do anything about it now. What's the point? Show me what I need to either look at or, go through. Grief is probably not a really good example because that's so different for everybody. But remember, I wasn't awake like I am now when I went through that experience. And I can categorically tell you, and a lot of you will probably agree with me, is that going through grief when you're awake and when you're going through grief when you're not awake are two different things. They were for me. Yeah, absolutely. And just saying, I don't want to sit in anything. I had no control at the time. I have control of me now. Yeah, so every day is as good. Absolutely, absolutely. But all this sitting with it, I think, is really toxic spiritual guff that I think needs to stop, because it doesn't empower people. It really doesn't. It keeps them stuck. Really keeps people stuck. Yeah, depression was unwanted. Yeah, I had it. I had depression. I had severe depression. I had probably, when I went through my own mental experiences, challenges, um I had anxiety as well, but the depression was worse. The depression was, and I'd never really understood depression. Like with anything, I don't think you do until you actually experience it. Now I can look back and go, part of it was a dark night of the soul. I was being taken um, to have that experience so that I could help others, you know? So yeah, I get it. I mean, I was in Minority for like 4 months. It was, yeah, I never want to go back there. No, really won't. But yeah, and Blip saying, is it interesting about a loop? It is just a loop. It's a loop, because unless I mean, unless you're starting from scratch, which none of us are in this group, and a lot of people that are watching aren't, right? We've all been through stuff. Most of us have. I don't think there's many people on the planet that haven't. Some have had, more challenging lives than others. Let's just leave it at that, because it's not a competition. And there's a really interesting perspective on that. That when I started doing RTT with Marissa Peer, I had to do some practice sessions. Yeah, Patricia, depression is very scary, because yeah, it really, really is. It's anything, the anxiety is horrible, but for me, the depression was worse. It was just something else. But anyway, what was I saying about the perspective? And so I had to do practice sessions with other uh, therapists, right? And I I'd just gone, yeah, no, I'd already gone through I just started the awakening, right? I just started the awakening, because that was what triggered the awakening, was going and doing this hypnotherapy, doing hypnosis, because that's what I've done in other lifetimes. That's what I'm here to do. But and what I realized straight away when I started working with people, you could have someone that had the most horrendous life on paper, right? And then you could have somebody else who didn't have that horrendous, they'd literally, I don't want to discredit, but or judge anybody, but you know what I'm trying to say. On what, like you had one page filled up with absolute, heart rendering stuff, and the other person didn't. But that person that didn't have all those experiences, they could be just as affected. I never say damaged or broken, because we're none of those things ever. We might feel it, and I know that I did. I felt I was broken. I'll never be the same again. But absolute rubbish. It's not true. It isn't. It's just something we tell ourselves. And then the healing world is still kind of eons behind. With that, even that. Well, mind you saying that, I'm not probably going to talk about it, because I don't want to get the video kind of covered up and stuff. But it was really, really interesting. And I would be like, wow, so that person has not experienced what that other person has, but they're actually more debilitated by it than that person that's gone through hell and back, for want of a better phrase. It was a really, really interesting time. So yeah, it's really, really interesting. And Lotus Flower, April said, never want to go back. Absolutely. Yeah, but the thing is, I think I think spiritually, once we're on this journey, it's a lot harder to go back. I think when we're not awake and we don't have that belief system, because we don't have that, when we don't have that belief system, knowing that there's more, knowing that this isn't the end, knowing that, reincarnation is real, and all the things that we believe spiritually, it's two different places. Because my daughter was terrified that I would go back. But yeah, it's very debilitating. It absolutely is. It's really not. Yeah, I feel the same way. I had it for 10 months. Yeah, I had it for more than the 4 months, but the 4 months was the height of it. Maybe we'll talk about it more in the Zoom, because then I can tell you a bit more. But yeah, I don't like to kind of speak about it on here too much, because yeah, anyway, let's go. After that doom and gloom, Joyce is saying, saw a tropical bird flying around. I love that. Yeah, and Kenzie's saying, I sometimes say to myself, what was I thinking choosing such a difficult life? I will have some strong words with myself when I go back home. Exactly, but we're all drunk on galactic juice, aren't we? Up there going, yeah, chuck that down. Yeah, knocking them back with our, with our team, soul council. Yeah, I'm going to go through that and nearly get killed or whatever. And yeah, I'm going to have that experience. And, I'm just going to have like just non-stop one thing after another for like 20 years is what I agreed to. But, at the time, if somebody had said that to me when I was in the height of depression, I probably would have biffed them. Yeah, it's really, really interesting. And Patricia saying, yeah, I never want to feel like that again. It is. It's really debilitating. Absolutely. But yeah, I'm loving just looking through all your comments. Oh, Anne said she stayed in. Good. I love that. I will get it recorded. Maybe that was why. Everything happens for a reason, doesn't it? Everything happens for a reason, But yeah, my screen, not this screen, but another screen that I was using, that all froze. It's really weird. And something that doesn't, it was something that doesn't use the Wi-Fi. So yeah, crazy. Yeah, craziness that was going on. But yeah, I'll get it out for you. And Lynn saying, I saw girls playing football and them running hand in hand. Yay. And Steph saying, I saw a girl too and other children. I love that. Yeah, be careful what we wish for pre-soul contract. Absolutely. Yeah, but I think we're just knocking them back going, yeah, but generally it's an older soul. Generally it's an older soul when we don't have straightforward lives. But to be honest, it'd be, I'm saying that boring, but we have utopia and peace when we're up there, don't we? Yeah, we have all the peace and quiet up there. We come down just yeah. So Kenzie's saying, I remember at 4 years old, I woke up in the morning feeling like I was someone else. Only when I went through it again after my first one, I realised it was a form of depression. Ah, bless you. See, the thing is as well, what came to me then was also we can have walk-in souls as well. So I'll be interested. Yeah, I just think that's interesting. As soon as I read that, I was like, okay, sure, it wasn't a walk-in soul. That's an interesting topic. Walk-in souls. Yeah, I just think it's really interesting. Patricia saying, I love colours during meditation, strong gold tones and purple tones too. Yeah, that's what the flower that you were in at the beginning, that was pink, gold as well, wasn't it? And purple. Absolutely. Right. Well, I'm going to go if that's okay. Unless anyone's got any questions. Oh, okay, Patricia, you got me started on what's a walk-in soul. So what can happen is, so obviously when we're born, the soul's in the body before we're born. Some people believe that it comes in at conception. I think it can come any. I think the soul comes in at any time from the first spark. When you know the kind of little mini boom, whatever you want to call it, or it can come in any time during that. That's why a lot of people remember in hypnosis. They remember hearing, right, their mums and dads on the outside. It's very common, very, very common, because I think you can hear from like they're 4 months old. Yeah, gestation of 4 months. Yeah, so what can happen is, and I just think it's really interesting. I don't know if anyone's seen that lady from Plymouth who, I think she had an accident and then she was English and then she ended up speaking. Oh, did you miss the card reading? Yes, darling. It was at the beginning. We got Ben's I-10. Yeah, rewind and go and have a look. Yeah, we've already done it, darling. So yeah, walking. And what happened was she had an accident or something, and then she ended up, when she came out of that, she ended up speaking in a Chinese accent. And I always think to myself, that's a bloody walk-in soul, that is. It's just really interesting. So what can happen is the soul can go, right, okay, I've had enough and I want to leave, and another soul can come in. So when people have been in comas, when people have been in accidents, and they're like completely different after that experience. So it's a bit like a near-death experience, right? But in that moment, what can happen is, when people say, I was going through a white tunnel, and I saw the light and I was up there and I kind of checked in, but I was told I had to go back because it wasn't my time, or an archangel stepped in and saved their life. That's often when walk-in souls can come in, or like I say, hospital operations, accidents. But yeah, that soul will leave and then a new soul will come in. So yeah, I've been hoping that Ray will come in as a walk-in soul, but yeah, I think that's wishful thinking. Walk-ins, Kurt is saying walk-ins usually changes eye colour and personality and drastic life change. Not always though, Kurt. It can be. Yeah, it can be. But if you read the kind of stories about them, sometimes it can just be something as subtle as their personality change, or them not eating, loving a food and then not loving it anymore. It can be really subtle. Yeah, but I think, maybe you're right. Maybe that's the majority. But yeah, it's a fascinating subject. It really is. But anyway, on that note, I'm going to say good night and send you all so much love. And I'll see you next Sunday. And we're doing winter solstice trons, and hopefully the bloody Wi-Fi. Well, it wasn't Wi-Fi because I was corded. Don't know what that was about. Thank you. Thanks. You're welcome. Highlight of my week. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love that. Thank you. Have a good week, lovely friends. Absolutely. I'll see you next Sunday. And I can't believe it's nearly bloody Christmas. And I will put the recording up because obviously I don't know what to do, because I don't really want to take this video down, but then I don't want people going into it. I don't know what to do. I think I'll leave it up and then I'll put it in. I'll try and get it done tomorrow or Tuesday and get it recorded and put in the main videos. Maybe I can put a link to that under this or put a notice on it. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm thinking out loud. Anyway, darlings, I love you all. I will see you next week. Yeah, Curtie, Well, I was plugged into my router, but for about 30 seconds, the internet went down. So yeah, I'd leave it as it is. Yeah, I'll leave it up, but I will put the other one up there for you girls, and boys. Well, my girls, because we're doing divine feminine. But anyway, yeah, I'm not even going to speak about that because I'll get in trouble. So I'm going. Is there storms around? Yeah, I love you all. I'll see you next week. Much love and thanks for joining us. Love you all. Bye.